Everyone just wants to live, laugh, love. But in this disappointing world, there are many who are
Hello?
faced with lies. This is Live, Laugh, Lies.
Kaci Campbell, welcome to Live, Laugh, Lies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited because we actually found you because I was scrolling TikTok and I saw the most unhinged caption, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I just listened to it. I don't remember. I just know I sent it to the podcast team and was like, we need to have her on. This sounds insane. So I'm going to ask you 1,000 different questions. But basically,
Go ahead.
in 2019, you went on Temptation Island.
Yep.
Was that the first season?
So originally, I guess it was on Fox for 3 seasons in like 2000 to like 2001.
Okay.
And then USA Network bought it from them, and we were like the reboot season.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were on the revamp.
Yeah. So I was season 1. We filmed it, I want to say like fall 2018, and then it aired 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so you've been off people's screens for 6 years.
Mhm.
But you were just saying before we started that they're like playing it in different languages and different networks or
and
something.
it keeps like switching. Like first it was on USA Network, and then they put it on Hulu for a while, so it got a resurgence there. It's like every year they add it somewhere else. So then it was on Peacock, and then Netflix just bought it, so it made people start watching our old seasons.
Oh my gosh.
And then they launch it in other countries like every 3-4 months.
It's so crazy because I was on The Bachelor like almost, it's 4 years ago now. And it was 2021 when we filmed. But yeah, like when it changes where, like what countries have access to it or something, you'll get like new audience members. And like, I don't know, I didn't see your season, but I know that on my season, there's a point where I like kind of call out the guy and I'm like, I don't think I want to be here anymore. And then it got very tumultuous and he actually sent me home. And later we talked through it and like we both wished we had done things different. But I think he definitely came off on screen, at least. And to me at the time, I was like, he's a dick. Like he's an asshole. Well, the next week I was back on the show. And then the week after that, we like appeared at the final show together. Like, and I dated him for 9 months. He's a great guy, but we just weren't compatible. But people will be watching in new countries and I'll get DMs and they're like, we're so proud of you. Like he treated you like shit, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, oh, they haven't gotten to the next episode yet.
You're like, they haven't gotten to the end.
They haven't gotten to the end yet, so they don't know exactly what's going to happen. But I'm sure you're familiar with that experience. Where you're like,
totally.
Oh gosh, like people are DMing you now 7 years after that when you've probably moved on in so many ways and you're like, girl, that's old me.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. Everyone is always like, I hope you're okay. And it's like, I understand it was definitely a pretty insane situation and traumatic, but I'm like, it's also been 7 years. Like I'm like, I have a whole different life.
I have a whole different life.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, Temptation Island is a show, and correct me if I'm wrong, but basically couples go to test their relationship. You get separated and then they bring in like bombshells, like hotties, baddies, everything like that from the opposite sex to tempt the other people while you are away from each other.
Yep.
You were in a 10-year relationship.
Yeah. So I will say the first 5 years, very on and off, very typical, like college, like situationship, dating other people.
Fair enough.
But then the last 5 years, yes, like very exclusive, living together, pets, families, joint bank accounts. Yeah. Like full blown, like
joint bank accounts?
Basically married. Yeah.
Okay.
It was essentially divorce.
Yeah, literally. Oh my God, that's so brutal. Okay, so you guys were in this full-blown 10-year, 5-year fully committed relationship and you guys decided to go on Temptation Island. What was the reasoning behind going on the show in the first place?
Yeah. So we were at a very strange point in our relationship. Gosh, there's like so many avenues to this, but basically, long story short, his family went through a very serious tragedy, which is very Googleable. It's on Netflix. His dad was actually killed by a drug dealer.
Wow.
Because of an affair situation. He was basically having an affair with a drug dealer's wife. So his dad died in a very like traumatic public way. So this was happening a few years before we got reached out for the show. So he was really struggling mentally, and I was really like ride or die for him. I was
Of
like
course.
breadwinner. I was taking care of things because, of course, tragedy, like I'm stepping
Mhm.
up. But it got to the point where it's like years had gone by. Like this happened in 2012. We got reached out to in like fall 2018. So it had been a long time and there was just no progress. It was just like
Yeah.
not working, not keeping a job, at home all day high, like
Oof.
finding DMs that I shouldn't be finding of like from girls that he's told me are absolutely
Oof.
insane. So we got reached out to, or I got reached out to for the show. I want to say it was like June, July of 2018, February before like Valentine's Day. So I want to say however many months that was before.
Mhm.
That was when I caught him with just tons of
Mm.
DMs. And I actually broke up with him. I was like, you need to be out. Like you have one day. Like I was done. And of course, crying, begging, like I'm gonna
Mhm.
change. I'll do whatever I need to do. Like,
Yeah, I'll get in
yeah,
therapy, the whole
exactly. The
9.
whole nine. So against my better judgment,
Mm.
that's where the infamous ultimatum, if you watch the show, that's a big thing. Everyone's like, she had to give him an ultimatum. She's a horrible person. I gave him an ultimatum because he begged for a last chance. So I was like, you have until my birthday to get
Yeah.
your shit together. Like if
That was
you
the ultimate that's not a big deal. What was the
no,
ultimatum?
that was the ultimatum was like, if you don't have your shit together, like a job, like you're
Yeah.
mentally well, like we're on a path to getting engaged and having a better commitment. If you don't have that, like you're out on the street, like you're done.
No, literally, that's not a big deal. Like,
I got so much heat for this ultimatum. Like, you have no idea. And everyone's like,
No.
she had to give him an ultimatum. She's a horrible person. Like, he didn't love her. It's like, dude, I gave him a last shot because he begged for it.
No,
Yeah.
literally. That is so crazy to me
Mhm.
because, I mean, I know you wouldn't have done it in a way that was that cut and dry and brutal. If he had been like all those things, struggling with the depression, being high all day,
Yeah.
you know, no job, understandably, he went through something very traumatic and people
yeah.
hit rock bottoms in life. All of that would have been one thing, but then you add in the like infidelity and I'm
And
like,
lying and
I'm
just
so
not helping yourself
sorry.
at all.
Yeah, at that point, that's when it's like, okay, you've hit rock bottom, but there's also a separate piece here of like, you're affecting my well-being.
Yep.
I mean, you're putting me at risk if you're like, you know, having sex outside of our relationship and things
Yep.
like that. It's like, there comes a point where it's like, okay, as a partner, yes, you want to show up and like ride or die for your person, but
Mhm.
you also gotta draw a line.
Exactly.
And like 1000%, that's insane that people came for you.
Oh no, they 100% did. And I was like, you have no idea. There was so much that led to that ultimatum.
Of
It was
course.
like, I didn't want to completely give up on him because of the trauma and tragedy that he'd been to. But
Mm-hmm.
I was also like, it's my life too. Like, I can't just, you have to get your
Absolutely.
shit together. Like, period.
No, you have to. And like just that is that is crazy. Okay, so you gave the ultimatum on the show.
So I gave the ultimatum Valentine's Day, like before we got reached out for the show. So we're in
Oh.
this like weird place. Okay. So he's like trying to do his best. He has that ultimatum coming up. Okay. We get reached out to, I want to say like July. I got reached out to through a DM on Instagram. I thought it was a scam, honestly.
Right. I always do.
Right?
Yeah, they don't look real.
Almost deleted it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? He doesn't have a job right now. Like, we need money. Like, let's just
Mhm.
like, I'll tell him about it. See what he says. He's like, okay, let's like just do the call. Cause first it always starts with a call. You know how it works.
Yeah.
It's a little phone call. So we do the phone call. They're like, okay, let's do Skype next week. So we do the Skype next week. They're like, okay, we want you to come to final casting in LA. We live in LA. So we go to that. Next thing we know, like the showrunner is calling us like the day after LA casting. And he's like, hey, we're just waiting for a background check, but like we are going to be on a plane in 3 weeks. Like we were the first people hired.
Wow.
Yeah. And cast. So
Did you guys interview separately or were the interviews fully together?
it was a combination of things. So the phone call was individual. Everything was individual and together.
Okay.
So every single thing, even in person casting, it was him by himself, me by myself, and then us together. I think we always started together and then we separated actually.
Okay, interesting. And so were you really open to the concept of like testing your relationship or were you just like, we need a paycheck, let's go on the show and like we're gonna be fine. We've been together 10 years. Let's
Mhm.
collect our money, like make a little TV drama and like get out of here. What was the thought
Yeah.
process?
So there's kind of two answers.
Okay.
The main answer was truly like we were in a place where he had that ultimatum. He had been on his best behavior, I will say. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
that was the best relationship I've ever been. From that February up until the moment we separated on camera. Okay. Our relationship was amazing. Solid. Like, he was really putting on a show. So it was really, really good. So in my mind and what I thought was his mind, we had a game plan. We were going to go on there. We each were going to we got like nothing. I think I put that in that post on TikTok. We got like $10,000 like before taxes. But I'm thinking like combined, it's like, that's a nice little chunk in our savings. Like maybe we get a ring, and he's like, same thing. So we're like, we can start our life. Like, the ultimatum's coming up.
Absolutely.
You've been good. Like, let's go get a little money, get a ring, start our life together.
Right.
However, I will say, when you're in a relationship with someone that, again, not diagnosing, not a doctor, neither of us are, but who may be actually a narcissist or sociopath, you always have this like deep down gut feeling that you kind of ignore, but it's always there.
Yeah.
And yeah, deep down, I wanted to see, I think my subconscious was like, we're going to see who he is if we go on a show like this.
Totally.
You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
And I was
so
hoping,
true.
I like deep down in my gut, like I was hoping I was wrong, but it's like, if he's a good guy, like this is going to show it.
Yeah.
You know?
There's no better way to prove it.
Yeah.
You mentioned, obviously, we aren't doctors here. Disclaimer to anyone watching and listening. We're not doctors, but I did have a doctor on the show recently. One of the main things they talked about or mentioned was like, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, an effect of that on the person who's in that relationship is anxiety.
Oh, 100%.
I was going to say, my next question for you, before you even brought up the word narcissism, was you mentioned that you felt like you were walking on eggshells and you had anxiety.
Yes.
So I'm curious, again, we are not diagnosing, but I'm just like, you had those things happening. Can you talk about the anxiety you felt while you were in the relationship with him?
Yeah, and it actually happened like slowly over time. I want to say the last few years of our relationship is when the anxiety got really bad, because that's also when his like mental health was really, really declining. The anxiety is no joke. And I will say, I actually struggle with anxiety completely separately on my own from this.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just posted a TikTok about being anxious.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
But no, being with someone that you think is a narcissist, the anxiety is on another level. It's crazy. Like, I would get these things where my body would start shivering just for no reason, like around him, just like literally like if you're in a blizzard and you're just like shaking, like teeth chattering, like no appetite around him. I couldn't eat food unless I would literally get so high out of my mind that I had munchies that I was finally able to like eat food.
Oh my gosh.
Like
fight or flight,
like constant anxiety. And like just walking on eggshells, and it was so bad. You can even see it on the show. Like, I was so underweight when I was dating him. Like, that's the biggest thing I get now when people see me. They're like, you're glowing, like you look so much better. People think I got plastic surgery.
Really?
Because I looked so unhealthy. Like, I was so sick when I was dating him.
Wow, I'm so sorry you went through that.
I mean, it's like a blessing in disguise, honestly.
Yeah, so much is, you know, you're on the other side, so much has come from it. You kind of had like a game plan going in.
Oh, yeah.
And then he completely abandoned it. Tell everybody what it was like, because they show you clips of what's going on in the other house, right? Okay, so tell everybody what you were seeing and what you were experiencing watching it back.
Yeah, so you do your bonfire ceremonies, and they show you like a little like 10, 20-second clip that's completely like out of context. You don't know what happened before, after. You don't know. You just see a tiny little clip, and then your mind just like goes crazy. But sometimes it's obvious what's going on. When I was still like kind of in denial about our relationship, when I was going into our first bonfire, I still thought like the game plan was in place. Like, everything's good. He's been on his best behavior for like 8 months. I went in like confident. I went in like no worries.
Of course.
Like, even the other girls and even cast crew, no one was worried about me and Evan, except I will say people that watched his individual interviews. I found out through the grapevine, everyone was like, dude, this guy's off his rocker.
The pre-interviews?
Oh yeah. Cast and crew, they were like, not even cast, I'll say crew. Everyone in the crew was like, this dude is actually insane.
I was gonna say, that's why I was curious if you guys did interviews together or separate, because obviously none of us are privy to what that looks like.
They saw something.
I was gonna say they saw something to put you guys on the show, because if you were presenting as like truly a strong couple.
No, we were a gold mine. When they saw us, they were like, this is gonna be really good television, like 100%, because I was still so like rose-colored lenses to him. So I didn't really see what they're seeing. But now, like, now that I'm out of it and I'm watching it from like an outsider point of view, it's so obvious something is like very wrong with him on the show. So I'm like,
Wow.
so producers were like, oh shit. But anyways, I went in confident. But if you weren't crew and didn't see those interviews of him, people thought we were solid gonna make it. The first clip I saw within 2 seconds, I can't even explain it. Everything in me just sunk because I didn't recognize who he was. It was
Really?
literally like immediately the way he was talking, his body language. I was like, what the fuck?
Did he like turn on swag, like that kind of a thing?
It was just it was like a character. It was a person that I did not know. And I've seen him do that before when we would go to like friend game nights and he's meeting new people. He would kind of like turn into this character.
Yeah.
And it always kind of weirded me out because I'm like, what are you doing? This isn't who you are with your close friends and like me and your family. But then he's meeting people. It's LA. He's trying to impress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't think much of it. But when I saw it in that first bonfire clip, I might be right. And then the entire show, I was in just a war with like my common sense. No way that he's like a psychopath. You know what I mean? There's no way I'm in a relationship with someone I literally don't know.
No, that makes my stomach literally drop because I feel like the people that I have dated that like teeter on that line of like maybe might be a little narcissist.
Right.
Like I obviously don't know. Like I've had some people do some horrible things to me and I've had some people honestly just really make me question my intuition and my like my inner dialogue, which is the worst feeling in the world when you're like, am I delusional? Am I crazy? Or is this my intuition warning me about something? But you love the person and you're confused. But all of those people that have like made that feeling come up, they are such showmen when it comes to like this kind of environment where all of those people were highly likable. They have a button that they can turn it on. And it's like, it is
so charming.
So charming. People love that person. I literally asked the doctor that we had on the show, I was like, is there a way to win against these people? Because like they infiltrate your life. Then like, I remember one of my exes, he literally lied about having cancer to me and my entire family to get me from breaking up with him. But months after we'd broken up, one of my aunts was like, what about so-and-so? Whatever happened to him? He's the best. We miss him. And I remember thinking, I was like, he literally traumatized me. But like everyone misses him. And it's so crazy because you kind of can't win. The way you win is by removing yourself from those people.
Oh yeah, no contact. It's the absolute only way.
It's the only way because it's so unsettling. Like every time you make contact with that person, it is like, so yeah, it's so upsetting.
And they're always trying to weasel their way back in. That's the thing is with me and Evan over the years, it's like I would get smart and he could sense that. And then he would charm the shit out of me again. You know, he like knew that. So they know how to keep you under control with their charm. And if you don't go no contact, you'll be under their spell forever. Like period.
Crazy.
And then the second that they know you're not under their spell and you really do go no contact, they'll start a whole smear campaign against you. Like he tried to turn everyone against me.
Wow.
Friends, family, like everyone, the public. Like I was the villain for like a while until like the truth came out about him.
Yeah. So on the show, what did you saw him change his persona and like he turned on this charm, this character.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened on the show. Did he cheat on you on the show?
Yeah. So he was he the first person to have sex with someone?
You're kidding.
Yeah. And this is another thing I got a lot of heat over, and I still stand by this decision to this day. So I actually, because the bonfire clips, like people weren't understanding. This was like a very traumatizing thing that was happening to me because not only like I'm a naturally private person. I think he's been on his best behavior. Like he's going to prove himself. We're going to make money. We're going to go home. And like, this is the end of TI. Like this is going to be a quick little chapter in our lives. My like delusional, naive self. Okay. I was not only on a show being cheated on, but I was also coming to the realization that like, I literally don't know who this human is that I've just spent like 10 years with.
Holy cow.
So it was so traumatizing. So I was just constantly just trying to figure out what the heck was going on with him.
Right.
So I started actually closing my eyes during bonfire clips because I couldn't watch them because mentally I was like, in order for me to not have a full blown like mental psychotic break on this show, I need to protect myself and keep my anxiety at like a somewhat manageable level. And it wasn't even manageable. So I started not watching the bonfire clips and I got so much heat like from the public, from the crew. Crew like stopped filming for like 2 hours trying to convince me to watch the clips.
Because they wanted your reaction?
They wanted
trying
me
to protect like your visceral reaction that could be
Yeah.
like whatever.
Just like my
Yeah.
sanity. Cause it's like
Yeah.
in my mind, like for example, the clip that he was like having sex in, there was no talking.
Oh my God.
So my eyes are
stomach
like
hurts.
closed. I could obviously hear what was going on. Like
Mhm.
I know he's having sex. I don't need to watch him have sex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some things I don't need to see. I don't need to watch my boyfriend who's cheating on me on national television have sex with another girl.
Oh
You know?
my
I don't need to
God.
subject myself
What
to
were
that.
people saying? Why were people mad at? I mean, I know I get crew because I'm like they're trying to
They're trying to make a
elicit.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I not that I get it, not that it's right, but like I understand where they're coming from. What about the viewers? Why do they care?
They are just like, she's putting her head in the sand. She's not watching what he's doing. And it's like, okay, but like, you couldn't survive 2 seconds in my shoes right now on this show.
Right.
So you deal with it the way you thought. I think you should.
Were you going through that experience and were you like, oh, there's still hope, or like, oh, maybe we can work on things, or like maybe he's just traumatized and he's like experiencing something? Like where was your head during those times?
Honestly, my initial reaction was like, because it's sad. The fact I even can feel empathy for him still, but his mental health was so fragile from everything that he's been through.
Yeah.
I really started feeling guilty about going on the show because, in order to be on reality TV, you have to be a very strong mental psyche person. And I was like, he's so weak. Like, we should have not brought him on this show. Like, you have to be so strong. You can't be easily manipulated.
Wow.
And he's easily manipulated. He's like weak as hell. So I was feeling really guilty. I'm like, I should not have brought a mentally fragile man on Temptation Island. So I was kind of blaming myself.
Wow.
But then also, so I had hope in that way because I was like, we just need to get off this show and get back home and like get him in therapy. That's really what I was thinking. And then the other part of me, again, it's like when you're with a narcissist or someone you think is deep down in my gut, there's no way this is gonna go well. Like, he's definitely cheating. Like, to be honest, I didn't know the extent of things once we were done with filming, when I started hearing about all the lies and like shit he was telling everyone.
Wow.
But yeah, deep in my gut, I knew there was no hope. Yeah. And I was like, this is bad.
That intuition was there. It was just, yeah, that's so crazy. How does the show end? Like, what was when you guys come back together? To be honest, I've never watched Temptation Island until this current season.
Okay.
And I started watching it and it was so upsetting for me that I actually had to stop because of
so many people tell me that. They're like, Temptation Island is too triggering. And it's
really
almost like,
triggering.
I hate to say this because I don't want to be like blacklisted, but I'm like, Netflix, like USA Network, it's like, this is not the kind of show like we should be doing, It's really messed up.
Well, when I think about you being both of you, like, and I have empathy for him too, because
I think any human with any sort of soul and heart, you have to have empathy for him.
Right. Doesn't mean I'm not going to talk a little shit right now.
Yeah,
but,
no, of course.
But I also feel like the people, I think of one in particular, both of them, but like one in particular who did me so dirty before I went on the show. I had empathy for him. Even after he literally cheated on me, I like went and met his family because he was like, you're so important to me. And like, we were not seeing each other. We were not dating. We were not kissing, like nothing.
Yeah.
But I went and met his family even after all of that. And I remember my friends being like, what is wrong with you? That is actually insane. And I was like, no, it is actually insane that I went to meet his family. I don't know why, but I had so much empathy for him because I was like, you are so messed up. And I'm like, you will never touch me again.
Yeah.
You will never date me again. Shortly after this, you will never see me again. You're going to move in a couple months and I'm going to move on with my life.
Yep.
We're going to be in different states. I've deleted you off everything. And I won't answer your texts. I won't answer your calls. And I don't know why, but I had empathy for that person. As a human, like, you are deeply troubled. You went through some stuff that made you this way. And I feel bad for you. And I loved you and I cared so much about you. And you want me to meet your family. I will meet your family. And it was a part of me that was like, yeah, they can meet me and they will realize the daughter-in-law that they missed out on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a wonderful person. I treated you so well. I was such a great partner to you. And even after everything you did, I'm willing to go meet them because they're the people that raised you and like I love and care about you. And I still have empathy for that person. I don't know why, because I'm like, what? Like, I never have gone into details really about what he did to me. It was all betrayal. It wasn't anything like to me, but it was just betrayal. And I don't know why, but I think certain people just carry that empathy.
Yeah.
So I do have empathy for him in the sense that like he went through something really traumatic. At a certain point, you have to like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, I need help.
Yep.
Like something is really wrong. But also like when I think about you being on that show and like like knowing that your boyfriend is having sex with somebody else, like
Mhm.
even in doing this interview, there's a part of me that feels like a little I don't know how to describe it, a little guilty because I'm like, wow, we're talking about this as if it's like just entertainment, but like it's
No,
really your life.
it is. But honestly, I'm glad you even brought that up. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
But
please.
I'm actually going through a weird phase right now. I'm actually going back to school to get my bachelor's degree because for so long I've been having to kind of rely on exploiting myself and my trauma for
Yeah.
money for like
Yeah.
7 years. And like, I don't want to rely on that anymore. However, I kind of want to do it in this instance. Like, I'll find podcasts or
Mhm.
avenues or like doing a TikTok because I help a lot of people in this
Yeah.
situation. Like, if I can help one person get through what I went through, like, it's worth it. And I'm
Yeah.
helping a lot more than one person, you
That's
know?
beautiful. I literally just got chills because yeah, there is a part of me that
Don't feel
feels
guilty. I wouldn't be here if I didn't want to be here.
I know,
Yeah.
that's so true, but it's crazy because we talk about these things, and when I watched, like, everyone was talking about the new season of, Temptation Island, and I'm like, "Of course I feel empathy for the guys that are messed up. Okay, I feel sad for you guys. You guys have terrible lives," or not terrible, but, you went through
Yeah.
something that made you this way, and I'm so sorry. But then when I think about you, the person sitting there watching your partner do these things to you and, like, what that
Mhm.
does to your psyche, your
Yep.
self-esteem, your confidence, even if you are confident, you have strong self-esteem, all those things, like, it is going to affect you. It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
and I'm sure it did, and I totally understand, like, I joke all the time that I exploited my love life and my
Mhm.
well-being for
Yeah.
The Bachelor, and I'm like, I always say, I'm like, the trade-off, like, I didn't even know what the trade-off was gonna hold for me. I could have gone home night 1, but I was like, the trade-off has been so beautiful, the
Yeah.
friendships, the lifestyle, like,
Yeah.
my career now, like, I
Mhm.
didn't know I was trading in for that,
Mhm.
but I did go through something really hard, and yeah, now I do like what my life is like, but even still, I still have, like, there is still a trade-off, like, whoever
Yeah.
I date has to deal with, like, my life being so public and my relationships having been so public,
Yep.
and it is a trade-off, it's very bizarre.
It's very bizarre and very hard to explain to people that don't understand it firsthand. It's like
Yeah.
very few people can relate to you because exactly what you said. It's like I have zero regrets about going on TI because it literally got me away from him
Yeah.
and like changed my life in a really positive way. Like I have incredible friendships. I escaped him. Like
Mhm.
I'm so much healthier, like physically, mentally, but at the same time, like I have a lot of trauma from that show.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm literally starting therapy on Monday.
I'm so happy
Yeah,
for
on
you.
Monday, like EMDR therapy for trauma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
So it's
gosh.
like exactly what you said. It's like, okay, this show saved my life and I'm so thankful and the
Mhm.
lifestyle and like I get to do such fun things and amazing friendships and like
Right.
opportunities, but like I had to pay a really big price
A
to get
huge
that, you
price.
know?
Absolutely, absolutely, like, I applaud you, and I'm so happy. Are you in regular therapy currently, and then you're just starting a new kind?
So I've tried therapy like on and off, but it's
Okay.
been really hard to find like
Mhm.
a match. Because honestly, I think when I tell them all this whole story, and this is just like just one story, this isn't like my whole life and like other stuff.
Yeah.
They're most therapists are like so overwhelmed, they like don't even
Yeah.
know where to begin.
Right.
So it's just I haven't found a match, but I finally found someone who like works with like trauma, PTSD, like public eye,
Okay, cool.
relationships. So I think I finally found like a really good one and I'm
Okay.
actually so excited.
I love
Yeah.
that. I was gonna
I
say,
can't wait.
if you need a therapist, I have an amazing therapist who's helped me so much, and I will give you her info regardless. That way, if you
Yes.
like this new therapy or not,
Right?
whatever, like,
Options.
options. She's amazing. She's changed my life, but and she's in LA, so I will give you
Perfect.
that. But okay, back to the
Right?
tea. I
So
know.
many like
So many
side
side things, but I
combos.
love it. Like, it's so important, and I think your message of like you've helped so many people, and like, and this will too. Like, people are gonna listen to this, and
Yeah.
it's gonna resonate, even if they've not been on TV. It's just being in relationships with somebody that
Yeah.
affects your life in this way. But okay, so the ending of the show, how does it go? What happened?
Okay, so ending of the show, you have like your final bonfire
Mhm.
ceremony and all the couples like are reunited with the host. It starts out literally just like the guy and the girl and like Mark.
Okay.
Um so you're reunited and you talk to each other about your journey and whatnot and then you make a decision. You're going to leave together, you're going to leave single or you're going to leave with someone else.
Wow.
And in my mind, I'm like, we have a game. Oh, I didn't mention this. Part of our game plan, and mind you, this was like his idea, not well, it was my idea, but then he was very much like, I can't even believe you would suggest that. Part of our game plan was we're not like delusional. Like, this is a reality show. Like, they're trying to get us to fall for people. It's like, and they're also trying to manipulate things to make a show. So we were like, no matter what we hear, see, and we both grew up in LA, so we know how the entertainment industry works. We're like, literally, no matter what we are told, what we see, no matter what, we do not make any decisions about our relationship until we are together, off camera, one-on-one, period.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So like post show.
Yeah. We were like, if we fall in love with someone for whatever reason, like, because you never know. You never know. It's like, who knows? If we do, me or him, we are not to break up on camera. Like, we'll go home, break up, and then pursue those relationships. Like, we'll still participate with the show, but like, we're going to respect each other. This has been 10 years. Our families are involved. You've already been through like a public tragedy all over the news. It's like the last thing we need is like something crazy.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset the whole time. I'm like trying to like, we're sticking to the game plan. This isn't looking good. We're probably going to break up, but I'm not going to like dump him on camera and humiliate him. I'm thinking, okay? Because I'm the one getting cheated on, mind you.
Right. Yeah, you're literally like, I'm going to take one for the team and stick to the damn plan.
I'm sticking to the plan. I'm loyal as hell. It's probably it's a great thing. It's also a curse. So anyways, we get to our final bonfire ceremony and I'm just like, okay, I'm sticking to the game plan. So I want to go home with you. And then he tells me that he's going to go home with Morgan, the girl that he was like with. And I can't even begin to explain. It was an out of body experience. It's a breakdown. Like, people watch it and they're like, it's gnarly. But then at the same time, anyone who's ever like been in a long-term relationship, they would act the same way. Anyone saying that they wouldn't be absolutely flabbergasted and act exactly how I did, if not worse, you're lying.
Absolutely.
Period. You're lying.
Even if they made the decision not to be with him, but they found out he was leaving with somebody else, I wouldn't have to be a 10-year relationship. It could be a 6-month, a year, somebody that I really care about. That would be absolutely like devastating and just wreck my world.
And they've known each other, like, I think all the days they were together, it was like 18 days.
Insane.
What? This girl's a stranger, dude. Like, we don't know these people.
Literally.
What do you mean? It's a show. Like, this is crazy.
Oh my God.
So yeah, no, I was in complete denial. It got intense, I'm not gonna lie. And then I stormed off. I left set. Cameramen were chasing me.
Oh, really?
It was a freaking scene. I get in the Escalade. I had like a panic attack in the Escalade. It made good,
really bad,
iconic television, let's just say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. And so did you guys communicate post-show when you left? What happened?
So when I got in that Escalade, I went actually from the Escalade right into a van with like a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And me and the psychiatrist were in the van for like 2 hours and a long time. And he basically, without telling me legally, I obviously can't get into Evan's psych profile with you. He's like, however, read between the lines of what I'm saying. This is the best thing that ever happened to you. A little boy is stuck in a man's body. He is never going to change. He's like, he's going to do this to every single person he ever dates.
Did you hear him in that moment? Or were you like, no, this isn't fair. Like, I want to be with him. Or were you like, oh,
no,
okay.
I was very traumatized and like numb at that point, but I was hearing him. And at that point I was very much like, I'm never going to talk to Evan again. So they took me, from that van to the hotel and they gave me my phone very briefly. And I immediately like group text his mom and his brothers. We're done. He left me for another girl. I'm coming home soon. All of his stuff needs to be out of the apartment.
Wow.
And yeah,
you were paying for the apartment.
His mom would send me like $400 a month. She would buy like a TV here and there, but it was his mom. You know, for the most part, it was me. It was my apartment. I was paying all the bills. So I was very done. However, we get back home. He stayed in Hawaii a little bit longer than me. I'm at my apartment actually with his little brother. His little brother's like a buffer basically because Evan came back with Morgan and was staying in downtown LA at a hotel. And me and his brother are in mine and Evan's apartment, like up the street in Koreatown. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the whole time. And by the way, it was my birthday 3 days after filming. So while he's with Morgan in this hotel, Evan is texting me, happy birthday, trying to see me. I think I made a mistake. Please let me come over. He's having panic attacks.
Evan's texting you this?
Yes. Austin is having to get involved, his little brother. He's like unwell. You have to let him over, Kaci. Like his family was stepping in.
And then Morgan is with him.
Morgan's with him while he's texting me
doing
this.
this.
So she finally flies back to Virginia. And then Austin and his mom and his other brother, they're like, Kaci, like, you have to let him come over. Like, at the end of the day, I've been together for 5 years. There's like pets involved. You guys have to talk.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we can't just like be in limbo right now.
Right.
So I let him come over. I do not speak to him. And we had a studio apartment. So he was like on the couch with like no blanket, no pillow. I'm over in our bed, curtain closed in the little studio area, headphones on, watching Netflix. The next morning I'm getting ready for work and I don't know what he's doing here because he's like not packing and he's just has his head in his hand, sobbing, putting on a whole show.
The show.
Yeah. He's
the other side of the show.
Yeah. And then I'm like about to leave for work. And he's like, can we talk? What do you want to talk about? Like you're with another girl. Like, I don't know what you're doing here, not packing. Like, I don't know what you want to talk about.
Get your shit.
And he just has a breakdown. He's like, I don't know what I did. He's like, the show, the producers, they got in my head. They were telling me what to do. I think I made a really big mistake. I was actually worried he was going to hurt himself. Okay. So I call out of work. He sucked me in for a second. I'm ashamed of it. We spent the whole day together. We never hooked up though. I will say that. Like from the second we left, we're separated on filming. That was the last time I ever kissed him or was physical with him anyway. So I will say that. And I'm very, very glad that we didn't.
So
I would have been so pissed at myself. But we had a whole day together. We went like grocery shopping. We went to T-Mobile. We're like talking about how he's going to go break up with Morgan. He's going to live separately. He's going to get a full-time job. We're going to go to therapy separate together. Like he has a whole game plan. Okay. So I'm fully stuck back into the narcissist shit. He goes to Virginia. I'm thinking he's breaking up with her. He's texting me the whole time all day long, like wanting to make me coffee in the morning. How's Ghost doing his dog? Can't wait to see you. What are you going to be for Halloween tonight? The last text I get from him, I was going to a Halloween party that night. He's like, I can't wait to see your costume tonight. Have so much fun with like a heart emoji. And mind you, I have all these texts like to this day because I'm just like, in case I ever need to release this shit, I got it. Because he used to say like, I'm making all this up. Like I'm suicidal and I'm lying. And he's texting me because he wants to keep me alive. Crazy shit. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Oh my God.
So he sends me that cute little text. And then 2 hours later breaks up with me again in a text.
Oh my God.
A novel. Basically just like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is so disrespectful to Morgan. I was actually with one of our mutual close friends and I show her the text and she was all for it. He had a breakdown on the show. You guys are going to go to therapy. You're going to get through this. Like he had a psychotic breakdown. Like this is really bad, but like, what the fuck? Like there's no way he's actually a psychopath. And I showed her that text. She's like, oh, she's like, Kaci, like he's unwell. She's like, something's really wrong. She's like, this is actually crazy. At that point, that was maybe like 2 weeks after filming. It was like a light switch. It was like absolutely any hope, any feeling, anything at all was like so dead. Like there was a 0 chance. It was like so done. I just texted him. I was like, hey, I hear you. None of this is what I want in a relationship. Let me know when you're getting your stuff. Wish you well. Like it was
like that meme where it's like, oh, I'm not reading all that, but happy for you, bro, or whatever.
It was literally like the shortest, sweetest, like done. And he did not like that. He was pissed. He wrote back immediately like, okay, ... He would like text me randomly and I would ignore it. When I wouldn't answer, he would be like, you have to answer me. Like, like, when can I pick up my stuff? Like, I'm going to come on Wednesday. And I would just write back, okay. He would go on Instagram while he's with Morgan. He would leave like heart emojis on photos of mine and then delete them like 2 hours later when I wouldn't acknowledge them. And he told Morgan the show was telling him to do that because she would catch him liking and commenting on my stuff. And he would tell her, oh, the producers are making me do it to make it seem like we're still together.
Oh my God, this makes me sick. Okay, so obviously they didn't work out.
No.
Yeah. And you had a conversation with her after they broke up.
Yeah.
Was there a reunion show or no?
No, we were we had a reunion scheduled and then they canceled it because shit was so messy with like me, Evan, and Morgan.
It was like, they were like, oh, we've actually traumatized people.
No, like it was bad. Like they were worried. Like I even think the showrunner, he got like let go after that season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. That's like the rumor that I've heard. I do know for sure that he stopped working on Temptation Island.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So what was the conversation like with Morgan?
Dude, Morgan, she's something else. That's a whole other thing. But first off, like I always like people, I used to get heat for this too, is I'm a very honest person. And I just feel like, I just think if you're a public figure and in any way, no matter how big, how small, I feel like you have a duty to be honest and be
Mm.
transparent and be relatable. I don't know, that's just my opinion. So I'm always very brutally honest.
Yeah.
So I was always like, people were like, oh, like, are you bitter? Are you hurt over it because they got engaged?
Okay.
And
Oof.
I know. And I was like, honestly, like, I feel bad for her. Like, I would tell
Yeah.
people all the time, it's like, I know they're going to break up.
Yeah.
Like, it's a matter of time. I don't know when. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, but like, they're not going to last.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. I'm not upset. I don't feel any type of way. I genuinely feel bad for her
Right.
because I know how it's going to end. And people always were like, she's just bitter. She's just saying that. So then one day I was actually getting my eyelashes done. And if you ever get your eyelashes done, you know, you're like laying there for like hours.
Yeah.
So I didn't have access to my phone, but my phone was like blowing up. I could
Blowing
hear
up.
it like going off. And so 2 hours later, I get my phone and I had a million like texts and like messages from like, a mutual castmate of ours
Gosh.
who was like kind of friends with both of us. And she's like, hey, long story short, shit hit the fan with Morgan and Evan. And she's like asking for your phone number. And I don't want to give it to her without your permission.
Right.
So I'm like thinking to myself, and I'm like, my initial reaction was like, absolutely excuse my
You
language.
can say it.
Fuck not. Okay. Like, suffer. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, this
You
is what
made
you
your bed, now lay in it.
It's like, you did this. Like, I told you this was going to happen. Like, I was right. Okay. Like, everyone, I was right. So at first I was like, absolutely fuck no. But then,
that little empathy.
yeah, I have empathy because
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like, I know what it's like being with him or someone like him. And it's a dark place and a confusing place and a mind boggling place. And you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had empathy. So I was like, okay, like, I want to help her kind of figure out what the hell just happened because her
Yeah.
whole life just blew up. Okay.
Yeah.
He did crazy, crazy stuff to her. And then a part of me was just like, I just wanted to hear that I was right. I own it. Like, I just wanted to know that, like, he's actually crazy. Like, this is not in my head. I'm not delusional. Like, this is real. Like, this is a pattern. Like, this is not a reflection of me and our relationship. This is a reflection of him. Like, 100%.
Totally. And so was that before or after the show had actually aired?
So the show had already aired, and this was like maybe 6 or 7 months after it aired.
Oh, wow. So they lasted a little while because
They lasted, I want to say, a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that as the show aired, women came forward about him like cheating or
not only just cheating, but just telling me the craziest lies that this man was telling them. Like, literally, like, one girl that he had been trying to get with for so long, he told her, because we actually lived in Hawaii together for like a year. He told her that I followed him to Hawaii and we're roommates and we're not together.
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're like living together, adopting a cat. We're like, we carpool to work every day, Christmas morning. Like, you know, like, we're fully like together.
I love that you gave Morgan the time of day to
Yeah.
talk with you, vent with you. I think that's really big of you. And obviously from that point on, you guys have gone your separate ways. Your life has moved on. You have a beautiful life, but you've done some deep dive into mental health, narcissism, things like that. What are some things that you learned that helped you start to heal?
The number one thing that I always talk about, and I've said it on like podcasts in the past, is you have to listen to your gut. Like, it sounds like so dumb and so simple, but your gut is just, it's truly never wrong. Like, anyone that you're meant to be with in a friendship, a relationship, whatever, anyone that's meant to be in your life and that's a healthy person for you, you are never going to have that gut feeling that something is off. Ever.
Yeah.
Even no matter how small it is, even if it's way at the bottom of your gut, it's a little tiny 1% little gut feeling, you're not going to have that if it's someone that's actually like good for you.
Right.
So that's been something that I've really learned and I like go by. And now it's kind of like no mercy. Like, I kind of have a reputation for like losing friendships, which is funny because I also have friendships that I've literally had for like 20 years, but those are like from home friendships that are like off camera and off social media. So people don't know about that. But I definitely have a reputation for losing friendships because it's like the second I feel like anything is kind of off or like you do anything, like, I actually cut Morgan out. I just have no mercy. It's like I have a gut feeling, done.
Yeah.
You know?
It's actually crazy because I would say I'm similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was even more extreme a few years ago. Like that first relationship happened when I was 19. I'm 31 now. And when I was 26, I had a really healthy relationship, but that person lied to me one time
Yeah.
after 9 or 10 months of dating. And the lie broke down our relationship so bad because I had told every person I dated after that first one, if you lie to me once, I
Yeah.
will cut you out so fast. And I was ruthless, like merciless. Like I literally became so, I mean, I'm a soft person. I'm very like gentle and like kind and sweet. But like when it comes to dating, like after such a traumatizing first
Yeah.
person to like I dated, I literally was like, if you lie, there's no coming back from
It's a
that.
deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal breaker for me. And I remember that relationship at 26, he lied. And looking back now, having grown since then, I actually think I could have like worked through that
Yeah.
lie with him because I understand the context of the lie. It was like pressure. It was actually like family pressure or like pressure or friend pressure. I don't remember what it was, but it was a lie because they didn't want me to share something with my friends and it would get his friends in trouble or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And
like
I remember
it
being
sucked. It was a lie, but there was maybe a reason for why it happened.
And that person I was dating like didn't do anything bad or wrong necessarily. They just like lied about something to help other people.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I felt so betrayed. It broke down everything. And for a few weeks after I went on vacation with my family with him, my parents were like, you were like kind of mean to him. They didn't know what was going on, but he couldn't do anything without you jumping on his shit.
Yeah.
And from the second he lied, we went on vacation like the week after. And then the week after that, I broke up with him. I was
Yeah.
like, I literally will never be able to rebuild with you because I look back and I'm like, damn, he was a great guy. He was a great guy. I probably could have married that person, but that one lie and me being unhealed,
Yeah.
I will never be able to look at you the same. You've betrayed me. You don't, and I still stand by that. Don't lie to me. Like if you need to lie for friends or whatever, like lie and then or say, hey, I'm pretending to lie to you so that I can like you have to like I am your person.
Communicate.
I'm
Fully
not gonna rat
communicate.
you out or your friends out. Like you need to like we are in this and I stand by that. But I do look back and I'm like, oh, I've like healed since then. I've been in a relationship where like I really wanted it to work since then. And I've reflected on that and I'm like, okay, I need to be a little bit more open.
Yeah.
And then I fell back into a trap of being with somebody who was lying about multiple things.
We struggle with the same issue.
It's really interesting because I went through a period where I was so hardcore.
Yeah.
So hard. I would, if I even had an inkling of like, I don't think I can trust this person, cut them out immediately.
Yeah.
But then I've dated people where I've been like, okay, I need to be more lenient because people are human. We make mistakes. And then
you get screwed over.
So it's a really fine line.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately at the end of the day, if you lie, I think that I can't work through lying.
Yeah.
I realized that even little white lies, I don't know. I can't think of a single example that I'd be okay with. But like, obviously if I don't look good, don't tell me. But yeah, your whereabouts, lying by omission about girls or like, I don't know, stuff like that. I'm like, I literally can't work through it.
Yeah.
Because I think I have been traumatized. So regardless of if that makes me broken or not, like I need somebody that I see you for what you are. And like, I want to work through that with you and I want to help heal that. And I want you to trust me. It's just crazy that the damage people can have on you.
No, it is. I actually just had a very similar experience. The last guy that I dated, it was very brief, but it was very much like instant connection. I met him in Miami and I literally was like, this guy might be the one. I was like obsessed immediately. And I'm a 0 or 100 person. And I'm mostly always on 0. I never like anyone. I'm very just almost avoidant, I would say. But then when I do like someone, I'm all in and just lover girl, hopeless romantic. So I was like, this guy's it. And I was obsessed with him. And he checked all my boxes and I was like, oh, can't wait. We're like going on dates. He's in Miami. He's amazing. He was younger than me, I will say.
That's a red flag too for me.
Yeah. So then he lied about one thing that was a major, major lie. And it went from like literally thinking he might be the one to all feelings gone.
Yeah.
Because it was too reminiscent of like Evan type lies.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too big of a lie. Like you didn't need to lie to me.
You didn't.
You know?
You don't. That's the thing is I'm like, I've told every boyfriend I've ever had, you probably don't need to lie. Like you could tell me almost anything.
That's how I am. You could tell me anything and we'll get through it. Yeah.
But like
no judgment.
if you lie,
done.
Yep.
Exactly.
Dead to me.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah. It's, oh my God, wow. We must have had similar traumas because I don't know that everyone feels that way, but yeah, I feel like I really resonate with what you're saying. And I'm like, oh, like it must have been something, it must have triggered something in our brains.
Definitely.
Because it's really a visceral reaction where I don't want to work through it. Like if I'm being honest, if that makes me broken, okay, fine.
I like it. It protects me from bad people.
Yeah. I say that all the time. I'm like, it literally protects me. It literally keeps me safe from bad people.
Yeah. And I really, really believe, and it's like so hard nowadays because dating is so hard in this generation. And like, honestly, most people suck. And I'm not just talking about men, like girls suck too. I just really, really believe the person that you're meant to be with, if that person is out there, they're not going to lie to you. You're never going to be put in that position. I believe that. They're going to communicate with you.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to want you to know things. They're not going to want to keep things from you, no matter how small.
Wow. I really want to believe that.
It's
like,
hard. It's easier said than done.
Yeah. It's crazy because I'm that way. Like I'm going to communicate. I'm going to say my needs. Like I will explain my needs very blatantly. Like I will be very clear about my expectations and communicate. Like I am not going to, you're not going to be in the dark.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I know I can provide that, but like it is hard because I don't know that I've found that.
I haven't found someone yet.
Right.
That like that's why I've been single for so long. And I'm at the point too where I'm almost like I might be single forever if no one steps up. Because I have so much peace now.
Yeah.
It's like I never want anyone to fuck with that peace again. Like you have to like check all my boxes.
Well, we are literally so similar because I literally feel like very, very much the same. Like I've really had to like think about a lot of different things in the past few years. Like I think I'm gonna get my eggs frozen this year.
Same. I'm thinking about that too.
Let's go on this journey together. So I think I'm gonna freeze my eggs, but I'm literally like, what if I'm freezing my eggs for no one?
Yeah.
Like what is that? Like it could just be me. Like I don't know. But I've had the thought recently where I'm like, you know what? Like if I don't meet someone, like I could always get the egg fertilized and like have a baby.
Yeah.
And like
there's so many options.
And like
you can live life however you want it. Truly.
It sucks because I want a partner. Same.
I believe in love and I believe in marriage, but I will literally never settle again. And it's almost a curse once you're out of a relationship with someone that's possibly a narcissist. Once you take those rose-colored lenses off, you notice things about people immediately. So it's like I see red flags all day long everywhere, you know? So and it's very rare that someone will make me want to date them. And then without fail, there's been 3 guys, I'll say, since Evan. One I was definitely in love with, and then the other 2 were kind of more situationship things, but like long-term situationships. They always mess up. They always screw up. You know, it's like I get so excited. I'm like, oh, yes, this is great. And then it's like no one's acting right. You know?
I know. Well, see, that's the thing is I look back like this guy from when I was 26 and I think he's a really good reference point for me because I'm like, I think I could, knowing what I know now, healing what I've healed now, I feel like I could have worked through that with that person now. Like that same person, not necessarily that same person, but like the same amount of love and respect and like everything that he provided, like safety, like because for 9 months or however long we dated, huge. Like he was literally so like everything was there, but that one lie, like it literally was one thing that the whole relationship for me spiraled. And I kind of look at that and I'm like, he didn't technically do anything bad or wrong, but this lie just like it then made me question everything else from our relationship. And so like, I don't know, it's weird because I've gone one extreme to now trying to be like not lenient, but like understanding that
your
people are
self
human.
Wouldn't be so defensive and like realize this might be the exception to the rule.
Right, exactly. You know? And that's
because I do believe that. I do think that there are exceptions to the rule. I think that's super, super rare. But I do think there are times where you maybe should be more lenient.
I know.
Not such a hard ass.
I know. It's hard to know when.
And I struggle with it too. So I totally get.
Wow, we're just 2 hard asses. 2 bad bitches
and
in the studio.
It's so funny because people that like see me on like Temptation Island and stuff, they're always like, oh, like she's so like bubbly and innocent, and people kind of get the vibe you can like walk all over me. But then once you meet me in person, I feel like I'm so different than what I portray on the show. And I'm like, no, I'm actually like kind of like, I'm the type of person, if a guy doesn't act right, my friends think this is crazy, I'll literally zero hesitation delete his number, unsave it from my phone, delete the entire text thread, so I have no way to even get in touch with this man.
Wow.
And then if they reach out to me, I literally have to be like, who's this? Yeah.
That's so fun.
Like, I'm like, I am cut intense. Like, no, not fucking around.
I would say I don't delete numbers or anything like that, but like I would say similar to the perception thing, because I feel like on the show, people saw me basically like come to the guy with a situation, and then kind of got put back on me. Like, why didn't you tell me your reservations before? And I was like, I didn't think I'd have to. And then it got flipped, and it was like, he was like mad at me. And so then I was apologizing, but basically like, and everybody, like, people called it gaslighting. I don't know. And honestly, like, it was a 2-hour conversation that was spliced into about 4 minutes. And so it's really hard to say it's really hard to say what reality is.
Yeah.
And because even watching it back, it's like, it evokes a lot of emotion from me and that person, but it's like, that's like a chopped up version of what happened. And we both took different things away. So
yeah,
I think that people do look at me as well as like, just this bubbly, like, super lighthearted, kind of like pushover. And I always joke, I'm like, oh, I'm a people pleaser or whatever. But like, I've been told by people that date me, even recently, like, that you're kind of hard, like, you have really, really high expectations, and you hold people to those expectations. And I'm like, but like, I feel that I give that. So I hold myself to that expectation.
And I know that I do too. So I'm like,
I'm doing it.
And I feel like I'm not asking for a lot.
That's how I feel too. I'm like, it's literally the bare minimum.
Yeah. Like, I just like, don't cheat, like, communicate with me, have a job, like, let's go on cute dates, like, let's snuggle. Yeah. Like, I want to be close with your fam. I want you to be close with my, like, these are basic ass normal things.
No.
Same.
It's not that hard.
No, it's like, I'm just the easiest. That's the thing. It's like, at the end of the day, like, I am a hard ass, but I'm also so easy if you just communicate and are real with me. Yeah. Like, if you sit down with me and you tell me like your struggles and like what's going on in your life, and like, I feel weird about this or it's like, we'll get through it. Let's come up with a game plan. Like, let's communicate. Let's be a team. Like, I'm a ride or die, like, teammate, partner in crime. So I just feel like, since I give that, I deserve that back.
Same. I can't tell if we're like totally delusional about how easy we are to date, or if we genuinely are just like,
that's low key why I'm starting therapy.
No, I'm literally like, I literally No, I feel the same way. I'm like, I'm willing to give all of this. Like, I will give you this. It feels like normal, basic relationship standards. Like, I'm willing to give all of these things that I'm expecting in return, but I do expect healthy communication, no cheating, loyalty, honesty, partnership. Like, I expect those things in return, and I'm willing to give them. I don't know if we're sitting here like delusional about ourselves, or if we are just being real and have like high standards.
That's the thing, is I'm going to say it. I really think a lot of people are settling now.
I think people are settling.
I'll hear about people's relationships, or I'm an extremely observant person. So sometimes people won't even tell me about their relationships, but like friends or acquaintances, I'll just watch and observe like shit. And I'm like, I would rather be me single. Like, I wouldn't want that. Like, just so you can have someone to take a photo with on Christmas. You're dealing with all this bullshit. Like,
No, same. I literally
people are like married to these people. And that's another thing. I'm so glad I never got married or engaged or had a baby with Evan, because I'm like, some of these people are just trapped in these crazy situations just to be able to say that they're not single. Yeah. Because they're not confident enough to be single.
Damn. I literally feel so similar. I'm like, I feel like people like, you'll see people getting treated poorly, and I'm like, I would never tolerate that.
Yeah, it does suck, like, being single. Like, it's not always fun, you know, like on holidays and like vacations with groups, it's like always being the single one, and like being a public figure, everyone in your DMs, are you still single? Like, you know, that sucks. But I think I have a couple friends who their marriages are like something I would want. But besides that, I don't know like anyone in relationships where I would trade places. Truly.
Yeah. You know what? I will say, I am so fortunate that like my parents' relationship is really great.
Yeah, mine is too.
But a lot of parents growing up, you heard and you saw, like, I saw really unhealthy relationship dynamics. I think outside of, and my parents aren't perfect, but I had a good example. But I will say my childhood friends, most of them have found partners that are effing fucking awesome.
I know.
Like I literally, like I am so grateful because I do see like my childhood core group of friends have badass like women supporting husbands that are like really good guys, and they really give me faith. Part of me is almost like, did I miss out? Like, because a lot of them found them in their early 20s. Yeah. And they're badass dudes. They literally are so supportive. They share responsibilities. Like they are really freaking good guys. And so I will say that group of friends, it's possible. Yeah, I've seen that it's possible. And like, I think it's like my friend group, like the type of men that they dated and found, it's like all the bros, like all the guys are besties now. Like when we do like girl trips and the guys come, like all the dudes hang out, and it's like, that's awesome. They all connect because I think they're similar in the sense that they have shared morals and values. They're funny and they're like quirky, and they're like my friend group. We have just like a dirty sense of humor, and like the guys are the same way. And it's like, I don't know. I have hope for it, but it's been, I know sometimes I'm like, did I miss out on the window of finding those good guys who were like not afraid of commitment early in my 20s? And but I don't know. I'm holding out hope that there's a few left.
That's what I tell myself. It's like, I really believe, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe like God, the universe, whatever you believe in has a plan for you. If there's someone that you're meant to be with, I really don't think you're going to have to force it. I think it's going to happen naturally. And if there's not, I think it's better to be single than to settle for someone.
Yeah. As you said earlier, like you have so much peace right now. I feel that too. Like I have a lot of peace, and like I'm very comfortable with my life, and like
you have to like add to the life. Yeah. You know, it's like guys aren't even competing with other guys. When it comes to me, you're literally competing with me and my peace.
Oh, I love that.
No, like truly though, it's like if you don't make my current life how it is better, then I don't need you.
Period. No, that's so well said.
There's no reason for me to take steps backwards. You need to add to my life. And if you're not going to add to it in like every way, and again, nobody's perfect. Everyone has flaws. I'm not perfect. I have flaws, but you need to add to my life and make it better than it is now. And if you're not, then you're not my person.
Period. Honestly, I feel like that's a great note to end on. I had way more questions about Temptation Island, but I'm like, we just took such a tangent, and I love it. Like, I've loved getting to know you. I think maybe we'll end with this little segment. It's our Live, Laugh, Lie segment. If you could live that part of your life over again, would you do anything differently?
If I could live that part of my life over again, honestly, I would give the single guys more of a chance.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, like I still stand by that I would not have cheated on Evan, even though he was cheated on me. I'm actually very proud of myself to say that I am one of those rare individuals that has never cheated on a soul. So I stand by that. I would not kiss or pursue anything romantically with anyone, but I would build connections to like kind of have, for once me and Evan broke up.
Yeah. There were some cuties in the house. Yeah. Maybe you could slide into the DMs now.
Would have given him more of a shot.
Is there anything that makes you laugh when you look back at this time of your life? Not really.
Honestly, we do laugh about it. Like me and the other girls, like Nicole and Katie, they were the girlfriends with me on it. We're like best friends. So we all have kind of that self-deprecating humor. Like we like, what is it? Hide your trauma with like being funny.
Same girl.
Yeah. So I will say we do laugh about it because it is insane.
Yeah.
You know? The whole thing. So we had so much fun too filming it. We had so much fun, like lots of funny experiences and laughs. And so I will say, there's definitely like positive stuff that came out of it, even though the majority of it was crazy.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. And then what's the worst lie you've ever told?
Me, the worst lie I've ever told. Oh, I know what this is so embarrassing because I'm like in my 30s and my dad should not be involved with my car insurance at all. But I got in a fender bender recently, and I did a little white lie about the fender bender because I didn't want him to know about my insurance going up.
You didn't want the judgment from that. That's fair.
I was like, the insurance rates are about to go up. So I like downplayed the situation a moment.
No, we love. We're just girls.
I will say that. That sounds so spoiled. It's like,
that's so funny.
Your dad is still on your car insurance.
LA shit. That's LA. That's LA, baby. That's so funny. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. Where can people find you? And what, like, do you have anything coming up that you want people to check out?
Yeah. So I think I said this earlier in the podcast. I've been in this weird like phase where I've been kind of taking a break from social media.
Yeah.
However, I've been taking a break for a while. So I think I'm going to start posting like regularly again, more about like mental health and like awareness and relationships. I really want to be more, I don't know. I like helping people. Honestly, it makes me feel good. So I am going to be posting more. I'm going on Mark. He's the host of Temptation Island. I'm going on his podcast next week.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So I have like fun stuff coming up, like EDC and lots of stuff.
And what are your handles?
My Instagram is at call me Case. So call me KAC. And then my TikTok is at Kaci, KACI_Campbell, like the soup.
Yay. Amazing. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.